Greetings, comic friends. It has been a while since I have sent some of my own personal stuff out to be graded, but an order is imminent. I'm putting together an order for CBCS, which that alone happens pretty often for customer books, but this one is special because it's going to have some of my stuff in it, which hasn't happened in a real long time. I've put together orders that have my stuff that I was sending to get graded to resell, but it's been a long time since I sent any of my own books in, like a real long time. As some of you know, for my pressing business, Titan Comic Pressing, I'd stopped taking orders a little while ago for a couple reasons. One, I'd gotten backed up. Market's crazy right now. Everyone wants stuff graded, and rightfully so, they want it pressed before it's graded. Makes sense. But it caused a flood of orders. And I had a lot. Also, because of that, I was starting to get burnt out a little bit. So there's reason two. Keeping up with that flood of orders was tough. And reason three is because of all that, I hadn't had time to work on my own stuff. And I had started to accumulate a box of, okay, this is mine. I want to have this clean. I want to clean and press this and send it in for grading when I have time. And eventually the box is like, this is ridiculous. I have to, like, at some point. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to go over the books that I'm thinking about sending in. There's a lot. So part of this is actually for me to kind of talk through whether or not I want to send this stuff in or not. And also, I don't know, maybe it's interesting to you to see what my thought process is, and also to get your feedback. So I have no idea how long this is going to be. This is just one of my rambly type videos where I'm just going to start talking about stuff to myself, basically. And if there's an audience for it, there's an audience for it. So strap in and enjoy, or not. I don't know. There are some things that I've already marked as rejects, stuff that I took out saying, yeah, I want to get this graded, but either after working on it, or taking a closer look at it before working on it, I decided not to, or just not to at this time. I need to cut back on the amount of books I sent, because there's a lot, and I need to kind of pick and choose, like, yes, I do want this graded, but maybe I'll wait for next time. So that's the reject list, is decided not to grade it because I don't think it's grade worthy, at least at this time, or I'll wait till next time, whenever that may be, just to make the order smaller. I don't have like a number of books that I'm aiming for, like a target number of books. I guess a lot of it's just feeling, I suppose. I don't know. There's so much stuff in here that I want to have graded. It's hard to take it off the list. And these are in no particular order. So I'll just go through them. And some of them are just for me. Like, this is not investment. This is just my personal stuff that I want graded for one reason or another for my own personal collection. So what we got here first? Okay, so West Coast Avengers number 46. This is not a reject. This is just a reject bag that I got from a previous submission that was handy at the time. So this is the first appearance of the Great Lake Avengers. I love the Great Lakes Avengers. I wish they would get their own ongoing. Whenever there's a mini, I will pick it up. I love them so much. They're so much fun. But it is first appearances of everyone in the Great Lakes Avengers, except for Doorman. I think Doorman appeared previously in a previous issues of Great Lakes Avengers. But this is just a really sharp copy. Is it going to be 9/8? I don't know. This time period, like the 80s, 90s, for some reason, this is a blind spot for me. I am real bad at guessing grades on these. I'll think something is like a 9.4, 9.6, and it comes back like an 8.5. I don't know what it is about this era that I'm really bad at, but I think this is a really, really good looking copy. I am sending to CBCS, so some of these I will pre-screen, because CBCS, you can pre-screen anything without any sort of minimum, which is really nice. I can't imagine this coming back a grade I would be upset with, just because it does appear so high grade. But I'll probably pre-screen it like at a 9 or something, which I think it should get easy. Maybe an 8, 8.5, just because, I don't know. Now that I have like the slab wall back there, my my rules for grade cutoffs have changed. Like normally, like this isn't worth grading anything less than a 9.4, 9.6. But even at less than that, I do want it in a slab so I can put it on the wall because I love this book. So I'm willing to accept things a little bit lower if I just really want them to have a rotation on the wall. So first Great Lakes Avengers, fun book. Worth anything? Not really. I just love it. I have a couple of these. So this is the first issue of Shadecraft. This is the Orzu cover. I really, really like this book, and this cover is just beautiful. I bought a couple of them. I ordered. I think I ended up getting them off eBay at some point. But I got one for myself for sure to keep, and then another one I'll either hang on to or maybe sell. I don't know. But I read this book. I saw this cover and I fell in love with it, so I picked up a couple of them. I don't think it's going to blow up or anything. It's just I really like the book, and that's kind of what I do with books. If I really like it, I'm kind of okay with having a couple of copies of it. It's kind of weird, but I do. But I think it'll look great slabbed, so I got a couple of those. I don't remember which issue of Department of Truth this is, but it's a super cool cover, so I'm for sure hella gonna send it in to get it slabbed. I don't see it having a problem getting. I'd probably accept a 9.4, 9.6 on it just because it's so cool, and I'd like to be able to hang it up. This is a really sharp copy of Batman the Killing Joke. This is something I sent into CGC previously. I think it was a 9.8 pre-screen. This is one of my 9.8 pre-screen rejects. I still don't know what's wrong with it. So I'm just going to send it to CBCS and just grade it, have it graded no matter what. I pre-screen it for 9.0, 9.2, which it shouldn't have any problem. I don't know why I didn't get 9.8. But I'll go ahead and send it in and I'll just have CBCS do it. Captain America number 115. This is just a killer cover. I just love this cover. We got Cap in the cube held by Red Skull. Is that Sharon Carter? I'm not sure who that is. I don't remember when Sharon Carter first showed up. But either way, it is just a super great cover. So I thought and it's a good looking copy. I'm guessing 6.0 to 7. It presents really well. There's some spine issues with it, but it's one of those that this Silver Age stuff, I'm much more lenient on what I will accept. Whether it's a 9 or a 6, in this case, it looks really good. So I just like to have it slabbed because it just makes it look better. Have a really nice copy of Thundercats number 1. I've had this for a little while now, maybe a couple years, but it's just a really good copy. I love Thundercats. I grew up on Thundercats. So, and I know this book is blown up a little bit, so it makes sense to have this slabbed. But again, I also just really love the book, or love the Thundercats anyway. This, I don't know if I've shown this before. I'm going to. So this is this is, but I can't really show the. Okay, so this is Berserker, a blank cover, where Andrew Fulweiler, who was it? Adrian APM turned me on to him. He was doing these sketch covers of Berserker with this guy from Clerks, this character from Clerks, I think this Russian guy who had the song Berserker and was doing a bunch of different covers for him. And I thought it was a fantastic idea. The way that he did like the Clerks sort of stuff around Berserker. He is singing one of his key lines in that, which I have covered up for decency's sake. But it is beautiful. Super talented guy. Hit him up. He's on Instagram under Andrew the Artist. So hit him up. He might have more of these. I don't know. I think he did one, and then a bunch of people were like, "Holy crap, I want that!" And he did end up doing a bunch of variations and a bunch of different types of medium. So I'm getting this sent in to CBCS, and I'm gonna have it verified because it is signed by him, but I will have it verified. There is a form he had to fill out. Since he's not like a big recognized artist, that had to get filled out. All right. So this is my other copy of Batman: The Killing Joke. This one. I think this should have been a reject. That's my original copy. This one has a bit of a spine bend. I think that got put in the wrong pile. Let's see. I believe this is an issue of number 1 of Department of Truth. This came in a manila envelope, which is really cool. I have a hard time with those sorts of things, opening them up. Like, I think that original presentation is really neat, but at the same time, I also want to get it slabbed because it is a super cool cover. So that's in there. This book I've had for a long time. It's in good shape, and it's a great book. I love the Sentry. I have the variant cover. Where it was like the Silver Age styled variant cover, signed by Jenkins. Like it's Paul Jenkins, and I've had that slab for a long time. That might be worth reslabbing because it has the old red label, which I don't really like from CBCS. But I had that. I've had that since the early 2000s, and I had it signed back in some Wizard World Chicago in the earlier mid 2000s. I've had that for a long time, and I've had this for about as long as well. I didn't have this one signed and slabbed, but I love the Sentry. It's a great book. It's a good looking copy, so have it graded. The Something Is Killing the Children. What this is considered 8th print, I think. It's the one that you got for free for buying Berserker 1 and 2. I don't know. And I think I have 2 of them in here. They might have got separated. I put this in this pile a while ago because I didn't know what was going to do. Something Is Killing the Children. I've gotten a couple variant covers. I've actually started kind of getting rid of them. I'm kind of over it. So I don't know what I want to do with these. Originally I got it because I wanted it, but I don't really know if I care enough anymore. So I might send them to get slabbed just to make it easier to resell them if they come back 9/8. So this is Department of Truth number 1, 6th print, I believe. It's just a really cool printing of it, and I have a lot of number 1 slabs. They're mostly variant covers. I don't have and I think I have some 2nd and 3rd prints out being graded now. So 6th print. It's out of the additional printings. This is probably one of my favorites. Because I think the 2nd and 3rd print are it's like the normal cover but different colors, so it's like it's not anything special. But that one's at least different. This just because it's a great cover. I love Aliens. I love this cover. This is the Odell. I can't remember his name. Anyway, it's the version of that, and I have the trade dress as well. So I'm gonna send those in, just because it's such a beautiful Alien cover, or at least that's why they're in the pile. I really only would like this one to come back, but I'm sending this one too in case this one doesn't 9.8, because I'll probably pre-screen it for a 9.8. And you can never bet on things. I don't know why it wouldn't, but I don't know. I might pre-screen it for a 9.6 and not send this one in. We'll see. This one I'm sending in for sure. So this is Department of Truth number, I'm not sure, but it is a metal cover, which this is the only metal cover I've ever had. And it's, I don't know, it's really cool. I'm not sure how grading is done with metal covers. I've never sent one in for grading before. So I'm not going to pre-screen anything because I have no idea what to expect. But I would like to have it graded. So that one I'm sending in for sure. 100%. This is just cool. This is an Aliens Predator, the deadliest of the species ash can. It's not in great shape, but it's shiny and it's cool. So I want to get it slabbed. This is probably a for sure. This is also probably a for sure just because I need to get it graded. I sent this in on a previous order with a pre-screen of I don't remember what, and it got rejected. I'm just going to send it. I shouldn't have pre-screened it. This is worth having graded no matter what. I think this was in a pre-screen where I was like, I felt like if I pre-screened it, it might help me get to the grade I wanted it to. But I mean, I don't know. That's not necessarily true. It was probably dumb. I should have just not pre-screened it. So I'm going to send it back in and not pre-screen it this time because, I mean, it's a good looking copy. So whatever grade it comes back, it's worth having graded because of what it is. Same thing here. This should be graded. It's not going to come back super high grade. It does have a number of spine ticks on it. It is what it is. I got this maybe a year and a half ago or so. It was just a book I didn't have. So I got it for a decent price at the time. It has spine ticks. It sucks, but it is what it is. So I'm guessing it'll probably come back in the 9.0 area, somewhere around there. Just another book that it's in a decent grade. So I should probably get it slabbed. So Avengers Annual 10, first appearance of Rogue. It's a sharp copy. So it seems like it should be graded. This is definitely not one to hang on the wall because I'm not alone in this, that this is one of the ugliest covers ever made. It's unfortunate that it's a key and that we have to see it so often, but it is what it is. It is the first appearance of Rogue. It'd be nice if she was on the cover somewhere. She is not. But My Devil Dinosaur #1. I love Jack Kirby. I love both at Marvel and DC when Jack Kirby is left just to do his own stuff. Being both the writer and artist. I would like to have all my Kirby #1s slabbed. And I'm on my way. So this is one of them. And it's a good looking copy. So I'd be happy. I'll probably pre-screen this at an 8, which I don't think it will have a problem getting, but just to be safe, I don't think I'd want this anything lower than an 8. At that point, I'd probably just go get another copy or buy a slab copy. I I want to have a wall of Kirby up here at some point. Kirby number ones, or at least a portion of the wall, and this would be part of it. I was real. This actually cleaned up really, really well. The back was kind of nasty. I was real happy with how it cleaned up. My Amazing Spider-Man number 11. So this is the second appearance of Dr. Octopus. There are a number of reasons to get this slabbed, but first and foremost is I want all of my Amazing Spider-Man 1 through 20 to be slabbed, and this falls in 1 through 20, so I want to get it slabbed. But other than that, it's a little Amazing Spider-Man book. It's the second appearance of Doc Ock. That on its own makes it worth getting slabbed. Incredible Hulk number 105. This is just an amazing cover. I know in this era of Hulk, there's a lot of really good sort of iconic covers. Hulk 102, the giant-sized or king-sized annual one, is probably the most iconic. And don't get me wrong, I love it. I think this is my favorite. I think this is my favorite Hulk cover. It's just, it completely just embodies the Hulk for me. So no matter what this comes back as, I'm going to love it. I'll take the grade. I think it'll do well. I'm guessing around a 6 to 7. I'm hoping for, unless there's something crazy wrong with it. It gets a 4 or 5. I don't know. But I would actually be kind of upset. But either way, it will look great in a slab, and it's a good looking book. I actually have a couple of these in here. I mean, not this book, but from this run, which you might find surprising. So Moon Knight number 57, or Mark Spector Moon Knight number 57. Why would I grade this when I have been very vocal recently about how awful this series is? The Platt covers, the Stephen Platt covers, are incredible. And to have this one where it has like my two favorite Marvel characters on it, Spider-Man and Moon Knight, and it is in really, really good shape, especially after I pressed it, I have to get it graded. It's a 300 homage, which I understand people are getting tired of, but this, I mean, come on, this was in the 90s. It gets a pass on it. But it's such a great cover. As much as I hate the book, it's a beautiful cover. I have another Platt cover in here, again, just because I love Moon Knight and it's a good looking cover. Even though, Moon Knight is very, very 90s-ified. I don't know what's going on. Those can't be muscles. It just looks like straight up padding in the suit. I don't know what's going on with that belt, but it's a fun cover that sort of encapsulates that era. This I got fairly recently. Again, just another iconic book, iconic cover, iconic story, The Demon in the Bottle. So Iron Man 128. This does have a pretty good printer's crease right there, which should not affect the grade, or at least affect it too much, because other than that, it is a sharp looking copy. This is another great wall hanging book. This is one I could probably put off. Don't necessarily have to send it in right now, but I think it is grading worthy at some point. Back to my Kirby number ones, OMAC, One Man Army Corps. I actually just recently read this. There were only 8 issues of it, and very recently DC came out with a trade of all 8. So much fun, so good. Takes place in the future. It's Kirby nonsense bizarre, like this is what the future is going to be like, and it's nothing like it, but it is crazy fun. This is a good enough looking copy, especially for something that's all white. It cleaned up fairly well. There's a lot of places where I can clean because it is white and pressed out nice. It's not in the highest grade condition, maybe in the 7 range, somewhere around there. I'd be happy with. So send that out to add to my Kirby collection. Captain America 100. So Cap's first Silver Age solo series. This is what Tales of Suspense turned into Captain America. I'm not sure how well this is going to do. This does have the centerfold is detached, unfortunately. But it is what it is. It's an important issue. It is an iconic cover. So I think this is one of those where no matter what the grade is, it's, well, at least in this area, it's probably worth getting slabbed. I talked about this one recently in a TGIW. I got this recently at a store. I just think it's fun. It's a good high grade copy, so I'll send it in and see what happens. I'll pre-screen this for something, probably a 9.4. I'd pre-screen this for. I don't think I'd have a hard time hitting it, but anything below that, it's probably not really worth it. This is just, out of all the Nick Fury Agent of Shield books to have, I think this is the one. I have a number one, but like this is 1960s mod at its finest. It's just beautiful Steranko art. I love this cover so much, and this is in really good shape. So this was a no-brainer. This is 100% going to get graded. We Live number one. I think I sent a bunch of We Lives off to be graded already, just because I really liked the book and it ended up taking off. I missed one. I think this was my personal copy. This was the copy that I had when I first got it, the day it came out, and filed away. And then I had bought some more afterwards and had them sent in, and then I forgot, like, oh, I probably have one more copy hanging around because there's the one that I just bought. So I'll send that in for my personal copy. All-Star Comics number, 58? So this is the first appearance of Power Girl. This I might not send in. I when I got it, I thought it was probably around an 8.0. Once I got a closer look when I was working on it, I don't know if it's going to be that high, which kind of bums me out. And that kind of happens, when you take a look at something, and the pictures I saw of this were online, so I didn't really get to see it in hand. And then when I got it, I looked over it real quick. I'm like, oh, okay, fine, and filed it away. But when you go to work on something, obviously you take a much closer look at it, because you're looking for those individual defects to see what you can improve and whatnot. And when I got a closer look at it, like, I don't think this is as good as what I thought it was, unfortunately. Maybe someday, I think I'm going to put this in my reject pile, and just enjoy it raw, at least for now. So I'm actually going to move that. That's kind of why I'm doing this. Talk myself out of things. Amazing Spider-Man 8. So again, everything 20 and below, 1 through 20, I want to have slabbed. So this is going to happen. Out of all of the early issue Amazing Spider-Mans, this is probably the least key. It is the first appearance of the Living Brain, which still shows up from time to time, and it's fun. It does have a fight with Peter and Flash Thompson, which is also fun. Don't get me wrong, it's a super fun book. It's just not a key like most of 1 through 20 is. But needs to get rated. This I picked up recently. This is my Hulk 141, first appearance of Doc Sampson. It's a good looking copy. There are some color breaking issues on it. I still think it'd probably hit around a 7 or so, which is fine. This one I was on the fence about, so I still might not send in. I'm not entirely sure. But it is a great Hulk cover. So, and there's so many few Hulk keys that it sort of seems worth it to have them all graded. Or at least not out of the realm of possibilities to have them all graded. X-Men 101. So this is the first appearance of the Phoenix, and it's in decent shape. There's some color breaking issues up on the corner, unfortunately, but it still is what it is. And the way this book has heated up recently, it seems like a good idea to go ahead and have it graded and protected. This is a fairly recent purchase from the last 6 months or so. So Avengers 71, this is the first appearance of the Invaders. Invaders is always a series I really wanted to get into. I would love to have a full run of the Invaders. I really like the idea of the Invaders. But especially now, it's one of those runs that'd be really tough to put together, or at least real expensive to put together. I had a chance a little while ago to get a really sharp-looking Invaders number 1 that I passed up on and regretted it. I went back for it, and it wasn't there. But it is what it is. But this series went on for a little longer than I had originally thought. I can't remember how long it went, but it did have a fairly decent run. And the individual issues, it's $10-15 an issue, which is quite a bit for what it is. My hope at this point is that it comes out in an Epic Collection or something at some point. So I really just want to read it. But this is the first appearance. I love Namor. He's right there on the cover. So I think this would be a good book to have graded. The New Teen Titans number 2. So this is the first appearance of Deathstroke in a fairly decent grade. It does look like it was miswrapped a little bit. I don't know how well you can see. There's very white on the edge there, but as you get down there, you can see there's a lot more white that shows there. I do not think this is not spine roll because the staples are right where they're supposed to be. So I think the cover is just miscut a little bit, which is unfortunate. But other than that, it's a real sharp looking copy. Daredevil number 7. So 2 things here. First, it's a Submariner appearance, and also it's the first of Daredevil's red costume. This was not in the best shape. I'm guessing this would probably be around a 4 or a 5. There's a lot of spine ticks going on, but it's such a wonderful cover. And a lot of color breaks just kind of in the middle here too. The camera doesn't really pick them up very well, but and there's some color fading, and so there's a lot going on with this book. It probably looks, as I flash it in front of the camera, it probably looks a lot better than what it actually is. But I don't know. It's one of those that I think would look really good on the wall. So I'm undecided on that. Fantastic Four number 66. This is a very, very nice copy. What I think this is considered cameo of him who becomes Adam Warlock. Just a really sharp copy of it. A really, really bad miswrap. And that is not a spine roll. That is a straight up miswrap, which is not rare for this time period. It happened a lot. But yeah. Well, this might be a little bit of roll, but it wasn't really worth trying to get it out. Even if I put those staples where they were, there'd be sort of a not roll, but it's uneven, miswrapped, or however you want to put it. Also fun, early Fantastic Four cover. Now, there's definitely a couple of Moon Knights worth getting graded. This is my Moon Knight number 1. I've had this for a really, really long time. And I've actually had a couple copies of this book, and I've sold a couple copies of the book, but this was always the one that I had in my personal collection that I just never got around to sending in to get graded. And I feel it's time. So I'm sending it in. So this is Moon Knight number 1 of the new current series. A variant, I can't remember what exclusive it was. This is the Terrificon. I have this and the trade dress. I'll probably send both in. Pre-screen them for probably like a 9.6. Just, it's the, obviously, homage to Werewolf by Night 32, Moon Knight's first appearance. Just a beautiful, beautiful cover. It's the only variant I got for Moon Knight 1 since I'm sort of out of the variant business. It's just too much. But this one, I had to have it. So like the Aliens, I'll probably send both this and the trade variant in just to make sure I get at least one that gets slabbed if I pre-screen them for 9.6 or so. This one I'm probably definitely going to send in. So this is Marvel Feature Number 1. This is the first appearance of the Defenders. Again, it's Hulk and Subby, right? Right there. Hulk is just jumping out. It's a great, great cover. There is no reason that these characters should ever be working with each other. Defenders is a nonsense team, but that's why I kind of love them. So this is a square bound. The binding is actually really, really sharp, really square. You can kind of see that there. There are some spine issues, some color breaks, which is not rare. But it's a good-looking copy of this book, I think, especially after I had it, after I cleaned and pressed it. I was a little on the border of like, should I get it graded? But after I cleaned and pressed it, it's like, you know what? Yeah, this is a good-looking book. It's not high grade or anything, but it's a good-looking book. Here's my other Mark Spector Moon Knight, the plaque cover. This is the first Platt cover. It's what Stephen Platt. It's just a fun cover. All that crazy line work and detail he does. Is this my Moon Knight? No. Is it 90s ridiculousness? Yes. But these covers in my opinion, fall into the so bad it's good. The book itself is not so bad it's good. It's so bad it's bad. But the covers are so bad it's good. So this one and the Spider-Man one, I think are worth grading, are worth getting slabbed. The last cover, I think, also would be, but my copy of it, I don't think is good enough to make it worth it, unfortunately. But this one, the 55 and the 57, the one with Spider-Man, I think would be really cool to have. Again, I'll pre-screen them for like 9.2, something like that, which I think they should get. This book, just because I love it, Nottingham. You know, every time this comes out, or has come out, the first series of it is finished. I've given it praises. The cover is great. I love the story. I'm excited for more when it eventually comes back. So I think this is a good book to get graded. It does have a spine tick there, unfortunately. So I don't know. Maybe not. I might just enjoy it as it is. But every time I look at that spine tick, I'm like, maybe it's not quite worth it. No, I'll probably actually pass on that one. One more down. Another just great cover. I love this cover. Tales of Suspense, number 96, Captain America and Iron Man, to be reborn. I just love this cover. It was in great shape. It had a really nasty imprint, like something had laid on it for a long time and imprinted right across there that I was worried about, but it came out real nicely. I was real happy with that. It's like the Captain America, what was it, 116 or something, 115 with Red Skull. I love the cover, so I'd like to get it slabbed. Marvel Comics presents number 72. This is the first appearance of Weapon X in just a really high grade. So I think it will look good with... it's not up there anymore. But sitting next to the my Wolverine 1, which I think is... with the Wolverine 1 and the Hulk 316 or whatever it is, I think that'd be a good set to have together, all kind of in that time period, Wolverine issues. But this is a nice high-grade copy. So, the trade dress of that, I got separated in there. Fantastic Four number 51, This Man, This Monster. Super, super iconic cover and story of Fantastic Four. I think it's worth getting slabbed. No first appearances, no anything like that. It's just an important Fantastic Four book that that I'd like to have graded. This Iron Fist #1, signed by John Byrne, and he signed it in a really weird way. I think this is the John in this eye and the Byrne in that eye. Thought it was kind of weird, so I think I saw this on eBay as it wasn't a buy it now. I think it was an auction, and it went for really low for what it was. I thought, yeah, I'll take a chance. I mean, there's no certificate. Not that certificates mean anything, but I didn't have an Iron Fist #1. I'm usually not one to seek out specifically signatures, but I didn't have a John Byrne. I thought it was interesting the way that it was signed. So if it ends up being verified, great. If not, it wasn't that much. It's not. I mean, it's a good looking copy. It's probably. It might get a 7 or an 8, somewhere around there. But I just thought it was interesting enough. I decided to pick it up, and I'll send it in to hopefully get verified. And Spider-Man #1, this is signed by Todd McFarlane. This actually is pretty interesting. It's a good-looking book, a good-looking copy. It's probably in the 9s. It has a little bit different McFarlane signature. He had a couple signatures, but this is actually directly from McFarlane himself. You can tell because it has that stamp on it. Right? So he personally sold a bunch of these issues and put that stamp on there to verify that it was directly from him. That stamp will not affect grade because it is kind of part of the signature of it. I had reached out to CBCS to make sure and ask them about it, and they said yes, if it is verified, it will not count against the grade. It's because it's kind of part of it was put there on purpose, right, as part of the signature. So I think this will be really, really cool to have graded, and I don't have any other. I don't have any other McFarlane signatures. So that's what's in my current to be sent and graded stack. And there were some rejects, which I can go over now that I considered but decided not to. This is the one that bummed me out the most. So my Forever People #1, wanting to get all my Kirby #1s graded. Because I have Eternals, I have Demon, Commandy, things are escaping me. But Forever People I definitely wanted. I bought this a long, long time ago. I've gotten a lot better at getting good stuff now. I didn't remember quite, I guess, what grade it was in. But when I started working on it, there's a lot of issues with it. There's a couple tears. There's tape on the inside cover, which I didn't realize or had forgotten was there. So it bums me out because it's a really good looking copy. It just has a couple of small tears in that tape. A little bit of tanning, but other than that, it's in really good shape. But that tape is going to kill it. It's going to kill it. It wouldn't count it as being restored because that sort of thing is grandfathered in. It was obviously taped a long time ago, but it's going to hurt. So I decided that I'm going to look for a better looking copy, or buy one that's already slabbed because I do really love these Kirby #1s, and I do want them sort of in a certain grade. And this one it's not going to get there. I don't think it's worth grading, even as a presentation piece. Elephant Men #1, Man in Elephant Man. This is signed by J. Scott Campbell. Boom, boom, boom. This one, I mean, I was getting it sent in because I love Elephant Men. I don't have a J. Scott Campbell signature. This is my only one. I don't know. Maybe I should. My resistance to this was I'm not gonna get into this. The COAs in there and everything. The back has some problems with it. It's not gonna get graded very highly. I can't tell. I need to look up other copies of it, but there's some weird stuff going on the side. I don't know if it's actually part of the cover or some weirdness going on. I'm on the fence on this one, I suppose. Obviously leaning towards not sending it in because that's the pile it was in. But it is a good looking cover. Like all the main characters are there for Elephant Men. It'd be nice to have it authenticated, I suppose, or verified, but I don't know. This is crossover number 1. It is, I think it's the Metaphorical exclusive. Yeah, Metaphorical Comics. It's my favorite of these covers. It's the Tron homage. I don't know. This might be something I'll do later. I haven't decided on that one. Leaning towards no. So this is Amazing Spider-Man something, but it's the Ross Timeless. This is number 50. It would be nice. It's a beautiful book. Getting these graded is tough. This has a little bit of spine split on it. I have a number of these Timeless covers. I think I decided that I just, instead of, I don't know, it was either like I'll try to get them all graded or I'll keep them all raw. And I think I lean towards I'll just keep them all raw because getting them all graded is going to be kind of a pain. They notoriously have some spine split. There's a lot of white that on moderns is tough to clean up without ruining the gloss. So I decided just to wait on it. Avengers number 48. This is the first appearance of the Black Knight. Also with some bad spine. I actually was going to send this in, but I have a customer that's sending in a copy, and I think there's definitely enough for me to distinguish between them when they come back, but I don't want to risk any confusion on the part of CBCS since that happened before with mine and a customer's Amazing Spider-Man 101 where they came back with the wrong labels. I don't want to risk that, so I definitely do want to send this in to get it slabbed, but I'm going to wait till my next round just to avoid that potential mix-up with a customer's book. Avengers 19, The First Swordsman. It's just a sharp-looking Silver Age book, but it's just the Swordsman. It'd be cool. I'm okay with keeping it raw, so I decided just to not send it in and get graded. This one I was super on the fence about. X-Men number 40. It's the first appearance of Frankenstein's monster. It took me a long time to get this book. It's not particularly hot or expensive. It just took me a long time to find something in a decent grade that I was happy with and the price was right. But I eventually did. I love the cover. This is one. I think it looked great. You know, I went with the first Mimic that I have up there. It's kind of in the same sort of era. I think they look great together. It has the same sort of feel to it, in my opinion. I might in the future. I decided to hold off for now. I mean, I'm really looking for reasons not to get stuff graded right now because the stuff that I want I have so many, and it's going to be expensive as it is. This is a copy. This is a B cover of Department of Truth. I think this is my original copy. I think that I bought originally. There are just. it being off the shelf reader copy when I wasn't really necessarily looking for something like perfect. I found some defects on it that's like, it's not worth it. Especially when I already have so many other Department of Truths. Marvel Team Up number 141, so tied for the first appearance of the black costume. This is another one where I'll probably get it graded next round. I don't need it right now. TMNT number 51. This is the first appearance of Jenica. This is another. This is just. I've been reading this series from issue 1. This is just my copy, and it. There were just a couple issues with it. It is a great cover. I think if it had Jenica on the cover, I'd be more inclined to overlook some of the defects on it and get it graded anyway. It's one of those on the fence things, and so for things that I'm on the fence with, I'm kind of leaning toward I'll just do it next time if I decide to do it, just because again I already have so much. My ENIAC number 1, so it's the first Bad Idea book. I've gotten all the Bad Idea stuff from day one. As soon as I heard about it in one of my shops does Bad Idea, I just said, sign me up for all of them. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't know if it's. It was good. It's one of those on the fence things. I could go either way. I'm fine with having it raw for now. Just looking at the other stuff that I am for sure getting graded, it just isn't quite there. Let's see. And those we looked at. There's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff that it's like a full short box of stuff that I'm thinking about getting graded. My Strange Academy number 1, obviously. There's just some problems with it. This is I bought it off the shelf when it wasn't necessarily a big thing. My selection available was whatever my selection available was. I think they all kind of had some issues with it, but I wanted the book because it was interesting, looked interesting, so I got it, and decided that this is a book that I probably, if it wasn't a 9.8, it probably wouldn't really be worth it, and I didn't think it 9.8. I can't remember exactly why, but which is too bad because I did have a graded 1.0 of a variant cover, which I ended up selling. If I would have realized that I wasn't going to send that in, I probably wouldn't have sold it, but I did. Oh well. What If number 105. So this is the first appearance of Spider-Girl. I might send it in the future. I do love Spider-Girl. This is the beginning of the M2 universe. It has some issues that I wasn't just aren't able to be addressed. There's a little bit of a tanning stripe at the top. There's a little bit of a tear here in the top left corner. Other than that, it's a really, really good looking copy. I don't know. This one I might end up doing. I don't know, just because I love the book so much, but we'll see. Marvel Zombies number 1. Same thing. I bought this off the shelf. It has a weird sort of crease all the way down the line there that I couldn't get out. It was kind of strange, but I decided not to do it. And maybe in the future. This I was going to grade just because of the iconic cover. This is probably one I will do in the future. Just having this slab and being able to put it on the wall, I think would be great. It's not a super high grade. It's probably a 5. But it's Superman. It's Superman number 1. It's Amazing New Adventures. It's Superman number 2, 33. That's number one best-selling comic, whatever. But it's the iconic cover and breaking through the kryptonite chains. So I will get this graded at some point. I'm just gonna wait on that one. Eternals 2. So this is the first full Celestials and Ajax, one of the Eternals. I love the Eternals. I love the Celestials. This is an okay shape. It has some spine. It has a color breaking spine tick there. There's some problems around the staples. I have the Eternals 1. It seems fine. I might do it in the future. Avengers 196, the first Taskmaster. It's not in the best shape. I got this a long time ago. When I first started collecting comics, when like it didn't cost anything at the time. But when I brought it back out, it'd been a long time since I really took a close look at it. When I brought it back out, I'm like, this thing has some issues. It's probably not worth it. So I'll just enjoy it raw. Amazing Spider-Man number 42. This is the first full appearance of Mary Jane. If she was on the cover, yeah, I'd probably do it. It's a good looking copy, and it's probably marked for I'll do it in the future, but I can hold off for now. Action Comics number 340. This is the first appearance of Parasite. This is just another. It can wait. I don't care about Parasite that much. It can wait. This one I'm kind of bummed out about. This is my original issue of Stray Dogs number 1. And there was something I saw. Yeah, there's some issues on the back that probably happened just from sitting on the rack. And again, when I picked it up, I was just like, this looks like fun. And, things that are sitting on the rack are in no way guaranteed to be near mint. And this is one of them. So I do have an issue of Stray Dogs out being graded. It's the acetone cover. So that will come back. I didn't pre-screen it because I really didn't know how to worry about the acetone cover. So I just said grade it no matter what. So I will have a slab copy of Stray Dogs. Just, it won't be that one. Young Avengers 1. Again, this is what the copy I picked up off the shelf when it first came out. So when it started heating up a little bit, like, yeah, I have that. Maybe I'll go get it. And it's a good looking copy. It's just, I've had it since whenever it came out, early 2000s, and it was just, for the longest time, it was just stored with my normal books. It wasn't a key issue for a really long time until it was. There's a couple spine ticks on it and stuff like that. I got this way back when I first started really getting into comics again. Marvel Premiere number 28, first appearance of the Legion of Monsters. It's a real fun book. I just decided it's just not, I don't know. It's a good looking copy too. It's just, is the Legion of Monsters slab worthy? Is it fun? Yes, absolutely. And it's kind of like the Champions, right? The Champions one. It's the first appearance of the Champions. No first appearance of characters in there, but it's the first appearance of the Champions. It's fun. I'll get it graded. This could fall under the same, but it's not as high grade as I knew the Champions was. So yeah, this might be in the future. Amazing Spider-Man 28. This is the first appearance of Molten Man. I love this cover. Look at negative cover. Negative space cover before negative space covers were a thing, right? There's a lot going on with this book. The spine's rough. The black is really nice. It's really tough to get this book with where the black is good, and it's really, really sharp in this. A lot of color breaking spine ticks. And I want to think there was something else going on with this. I don't remember. Oh, it's miswrapped real bad. Like, look at the back there. Look at how much of the black that should be on the front that's on the back. It's a real bad miswrap, especially towards the bottom. Not that that is that big of a deal, but there might have been some interior problem. I can't remember for sure, but I decided to at least hold off. I might just... It's probably good enough raw. And the last one I decided not to do now is the X-Men 94. So this is the return of the X-Men. It's the new team in the book. It's no longer reprints. It's a pretty important book, obviously, when it comes to X-Men. Not that it's not worth grading. It has some issues that are obvious from the front. There's some spine ticks there. The biggest problem with this that I had forgotten about is that it's double bagged, but on the back there is some liquid damage, and I'm going to wait until I fix that. So I'm not going to get it slabbed until I fix that. I just, when I was pulling out books, like, candidate, I pulled this out, and I had forgotten that was there until I went to work on it. Like, oh yeah, this has this thing with it. This isn't, even with that fix, this isn't super high grade, which I'm fine with. I'm not the biggest X-Men fan. I got this more because X-Men are significant. They're important. This is an important issue in comics history. So I was okay with this sort of mid-grade copy. And I'll just have to try to take care of the water stain on the back. But that's it. So hopefully this was enjoyable. I did talk through a couple of things. Maybe not quite enough. I still have... This is really riveting here, me sitting and counting stuff. Forty-four, 45, 46, 47, 48. 48 books. Ooh, that's going to be expensive. 48 books. At least I'm under 50, right? So I might, as I'm putting them in the order, I might decide something like, not now. It's not like I can't send stuff, in the future. But at least I did cut out. There's probably about 30 books here that I had originally pulled out for like candidates for sending in. But thankfully everything's ready to go. These have finally gotten all cleaned and pressed. I had some time. I focused on my stuff for once. There's 2 or 3 more customer books that need to get finished before I can send this order out, but it will be going out somewhat soon. And then send out and forget about it, because who knows when it's going to come back, because grading's still nuts. Even at CBCS, times are long. So we'll see. But that's it. Don't get to do these videos very often. Let me know what you think. Are these entertaining? If anything, it's a nice, I guess, show and tell, I suppose, of stuff. But if there's any opinions you have on things that I have as I'm going to get graded that you don't think I should, or things that I have as I'm not grading and think I should. Wait. Things I should that... Things that I think I'm going to grade that you don't think I should, and things that I have as not getting graded that you think I should. Is that right? Let me know in the comments, and subscribe, notification bell, all that stuff. And let me know what you think about these videos. Not that I get to do them very often, but like I said, it helps me sort of think through things. I did move some stuff around, and I have some other... It made me think of some other things as well in there. So we'll see. It's going to be a big order no matter what, because this is just my stuff, and I have customer books probably just about as much in various customers' books. I think there's a total of 6 people that are going to go out on this one order. But this is just my stuff. I'm not going to show and tell other people's stuff until it comes back. Then it will be a grading opening video, in which case no one's safe. But that's it. Do all the stuff. And of course, don't forget to make yours Titan. This video was brought to you by Titan Comic Pressing. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Titan Comic Pressing LLC.